Hi, welcome to Glow's Kinder Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, today I'm going to be making some rice on the stove, and I thought I'd show you how I do mine. There's several ways actually to cook rice. You can cook it in the oven, which I have done a video in the past on. Oven baked rice is delicious. This way I cook it on the stove, and some people call it boiled white rice, some people call it steamed white rice, but it's very simple to do. And I just thought I'd show you how I do it. So the first thing you want to do is, I always keep my rice in a container like this, or just something that's kind of airtight. And I'm going to measure out 1 cup for today. This is a 1/2 cup measuring cup. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse this off. And the reason you want to do that is because it actually will rinse off some of the starch from the water, or from the rice rather, and it will help your rice not to stick together after it's cooked or steamed. So there we go. So we have that now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put in 2 cups of water, just regular tap water. There's 1. And this is just for basic boiled steamed white rice. So now I'm just going to stir this up and turn my burner on. I'm going to bring it to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, you turn your temperature down and cover it, and you let it cook for like 5 to 10 minutes, closer to 10, and then you turn your burner off, and within 15-20 minutes your rice is completely done. So right now what I'm going to do is let this come to a boil, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the next steps that I do. Hi, well, it's been about 5 minutes, and as you can see, Richard, can you look it down in there? It's really starting to bubble and boil. The water's jumping. So at this time, you want to add just a little bit of oil or butter, whichever one you prefer. At this point, you can add different flavorings into your rice as well. A couple of them would be like ginger, fresh ginger, garlic, onion, whatever you like. But today I'm doing it rather plain. And about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I only add my salt after the water has come to a boil to dissolve. If you add your salt at the very beginning, what will happen is it can pick the bottom of your pot, which you don't want. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this down to low. As you can tell, I'm stirring it real well. And then I'm going to cover it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this slightly off the burner. And the reason I do that to start with is my burners run high. And I don't want this to boil over. But in about 3 or 4 minutes, I'll move it back on because it will have settled down and it will continue to steam. After about 10 minutes, I'll turn the burner off. And then within like a good 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, the rice will be done. Now, with all that being said, I don't live at a high altitude. I used to, and when I cooked rice like in Denver, Colorado, it would take me at a minimum of 35 minutes, sometimes an hour, just depended on the weather and everything that went into play. Actually, several of my friends that cooked rice, they would use minute rice, which I don't really care for. But it does take longer the higher you are in altitude. But I'm at about, I think, 2,800 feet here. So it doesn't take near as long. Of course, if you were at sea level, it wouldn't take as long as it does here. So anyway, thank you, and I'll be back in a while. Hi, well, our rice is done. I let it set here for a good half hour, but it would have been done in about 15-20 minutes. But I just want to show you how fluffy it is. When you just fluff it up with a fork, and see how nice that turned out. You can use this rice for many different things. You could make a rice pudding with this. Tonight I'm actually going to be using some of this for fried rice to go with dinner. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. Bye.